Okay. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone.
Standing.
Good morning.
Would you please stay standing for a second? We need a moment of silence for a dear friend of ours. He worked many years as the assistant director at Direction Home, Tony Cario. Unfortunately, he lost his bout of cancer. So he's been a friend of ours. He did a wonderful job up there, helped a lot of people. So if we could please just have a moment of silence in his honor. Thank you very much. Thank you. Okay, this is the 15th meeting of the year. It is Thursday, April the 11th at 10:05 a.m. And before we get into public comments and our agenda, we have a proclamation in recognition of National Work Zone Awareness Week in Mahoning County. And we're going to call our friend from Labor up here, Mr. John Lucenti. And John, would you like to enlighten us on what we're doing here today?
Well, what we're doing here, this is a program, a statewide program that we do every year that brings attention to the fact that it's construction season. If you haven't noticed out on the roads, we would like to bring light that just when you're in a construction zone, slow down, pay attention. By slowing down 5 miles an hour, you significantly decrease the chances of there being an accident on the job. It goes for all trades and all jobs. So just be careful. And that's what the proclamation is, not only with Mahoning County, but for every county in the state of Ohio.
It's great you bring attention to this because I've had people actually pass me in orange barrel zones and it's like, oh my God, what's going to happen on the other end? You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And our workers are
I've worked out
danger.
there myself and sometimes it's scary
Sure.
when you see what people do as they're driving in through work zone, let alone anytime, but in a work zone where the traffic is reduced.
680 is crazy right now between Poland and Youngstown. The
And it will
roads,
be all summer.
it's all broke up. So when you go to those lanes, you got crevices that will take your tire. So if you're going fast and you got a smaller car with a smaller tire, you could actually go into a worker or go off the road. So
Driving from here to Cleveland,
crazy.
if you don't pay attention.
Well, it's that time of the year.
Wow.
I call the barrels that's the state flower of Ohio. It starts out as a little cone about this big and ends up a big barrel about this big.
They grow nice.
They grow nice and big. Yes, they do.
Well,
That's progress.
yeah.
That's progress.
That's progress.
That's
Those
progress.
flowers grown, they're getting watered,
That's it.
and they're growing big.
Does he want anybody else?
Yeah, would you like to bring anyone else
No, that's
up
it.
with you?
Just
Would
be
like
on-
to present this to you?
Sure, sure. Okay.
We'd like to present this to you on behalf of the county commissioners, proclamation and recognition.
Thank you very much. We appreciate it. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Okay. All right, now we will move to public comments. You will have 3 minutes and your name and address for the record.
Good morning, Jim Tressa, Rudzik Excavating. I'd like to echo Mr. Lucenti's comments. It's great to bring awareness at the beginning of the season and also through the season. You see those flashing lights, get the heck over. We need it. I'll start by thanking Commissioner Trafficani for meeting us earlier this week to discuss our concerns. We had a good conversation. I do believe you care about the issue and want to find a resolution. But let me be clear, we want these PLAs removed from the current and upcoming future contracts. At this time, you have 2 contracts out for bid with this discriminatory document attached. You have the Lake Milton Water Line replacement bidding April 24th and the Poland Township Burgess Run Interceptor Sewer bidding May 1st. The PLA states, and I quote, "This Board of County Commissioners desires to utilize a project labor agreement for certain county projects when the board determines that the use of a project labor agreement is necessitated by the project and is in the best interest of the Mahoning County taxpayer. End quote. So my question is, when did the board determine these projects necessitated the use of the PLA? Was there a vote? Was there a discussion? Specifically, what aspects of these projects necessitate restricting extremely qualified bidders? And how will signing the agreement, paying dues, suddenly make me competent? People want to know. I'll reiterate, this is not a union versus non-union discussion. All we want is the same opportunity to bid county projects without the undue burdens imposed by this project labor agreement. You'll find out today, all this agreement does is pit us against out-of-town contractors with one hand tied behind our back. Releasing us from this mandate will allow for the most competitive bids, which unquestionably is in the best interest of the Mahoning County taxpayer. I'm not here at this juncture to point fingers and lay blame, but rather offer some solutions. I always mention the city of Akron's local incentive. And David, I know you said you looked into it, it can't be done. The city of Akron is currently doing it right now. Anyone can Google it. The first search result is a contract where it's mandated that contract be completed by firms having 35% of the employees residing full-time within the corporate limits of the city of Akron. That's what they're doing right now. It sounds like a good idea.
Incorporated areas.
Yes. Another option is pre-qualification of bidders. That would remove the uncertainty without restricting qualified local contractors. How about a post-construction review? The Ohio Department of Transportation does what's called a C-95 contractor evaluation. It's a report card on the contractor's performance, and if they fail to live up to the expectations of a competent contractor, they get thrown out and they can no longer participate in bidding projects. If the contractor gets a subpar rating but is still passing, their maximum permitted contract amount gets reduced. I'd be happy to sit down and discuss better ways to ensure we're all working with the best interest of the taxpayer, but right now we need this addendum issued. As long as we've talked about this, I have yet to hear a convincing argument as to how and why this is in the best interest of the taxpayer. Don't tell me we can still bid the project with the PLA. You're applying a minimum 35% tariff to every hour of labor performed solely because we are non-union. I'm not sure the three of you even understand this. Maybe you do, and you just don't care. The public is waking up. They see it in Washington and they see it in Mahoning County. They understand this issue, and more than ever, they want their tax dollars spent responsibly. Let's come to our senses and remove this terrible mandate from county contracts. Please issue the addendum. Thank you.
Thank you. Next.
Good morning, ladies, gentlemen, and commissioners. I'm Colton Rudzik with Rudzik Excavating, located 401 Louisville Road, Struthers, Ohio. We are here to discuss the PLA that's being included on the contract documents on current and upcoming Mahoning County projects. It's an anti-competitive, costly scheme to end open, fair, and competitive bidding on public work projects. PLAs cost a non-union contractor an additional 35%. This additional cost to the contractor comes from being mandated to pay into union benefit and pension funds while still maintaining company-issued retirement and insurance plans. This double pay is making it impossible for non-union contractor to be competitive on bidding on a project with PLA. Along with the cost to the contractor itself, it costs a non-union employee an estimated 34% of their wages earned to participate on this project. With the increases to the contractor, bid prices will have to increase to cover additional costs, taking non-union contractors out of contention or taking more money out of the taxpayer's pocket. We can all here conclude that the PLA is a one-sided agreement that only benefits the union who makes up 12% of the construction workforce. We, the other 88%, are here to ask you to remove the PLA from the current bid documents and any future documents, making the bidding process an even playing field for everyone involved. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Taylor?
Jim Taylor, Vice President of Western Reserve Building Trades. This is America. Everybody has the right to say whatever they want to say, okay? But there's a lot of misinformation, and a lot of misfacts, misinformation that's out there. And my suggestion would be to go pay a labor attorney and get information. It's 35% tax. I have no clue where you're getting that, but I would say, I've been on 12 or plus project labor agreements. The labor agreements do help. They set start times, they set break times, they establish holidays and stuff for all the construction trades on the project, okay? So I'm not gonna sit here and bicker every little point of the PLA. I've been on it. I'm probably one of the only ones other than the trades that are in here that have been on a project labor agreement. I'd say enjoy the project labor agreement, be a part of it. Go bid a project and enjoy the benefits of a project labor agreement. Thank you.
Next. Name and address for the record.
Good morning. My name is Matthew Scheidel, 401 Lowville Road, Struthers, Ohio, 4471. I've been a resident of Mahoning County for the last 20 years, where I've been employed by Rudzik Excavating for almost 10 years as an estimator, project manager, and professional surveyor. I also work part-time as a teacher for the Civil and Construction Technology Department at Youngstown State University. I'm opposed to the PLA for the Mahoning County contracts, and so is the state of Ohio. Title 41, Labor and Industry, in the Ohio Revised Code, Chapter 4116, Unlawful Requirements in Public Improvement Contracts, Section 4116.02 states, a public authority, when engaged in procuring products or services, awarding contracts, or overseeing procurement of construction for public improvements, shall ensure the bid specifications used by the public authority for the proposed public improvement do not require a contractor or subcontractor to do the following. A, enter into agreement with any labor organization on the public improvement. B, enter into any agreement that requires the employees of the contractor or subcontractor to do either of the following as a condition of employment or continued employment. 1, become members of or affiliated with labor organization. 2, pay dues or fees to a labor organization. Section 4116.2 states no public authority shall do any of the following. Discriminate against any bidder, contractor, or subcontractor for refusing to become party to any agreement with any labor organization on the public improvement that currently is under bid or on the projects related to the improvement. According to the Mahoning County Purchasing Department policies and procedures manuals that's posted on the county website, the Purchasing Policy and Procedures Manual is designed to aid departments in complying with the requirements of the Ohio Revised Code. This manual does not supersede the Ohio Revised Code general provisions. If inconsistencies arise between the provision of the manual and the Ohio Revised Code, the Ohio Revised Code shall prevail. Commissioners, I'm here to ask, how does Article 3, Section 2 in the PLA comply with Chapter 4116 of the Ohio Revised Code? Do what's right. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Next.
Good morning. My name is Cody Bova with JS Bova Excavating, 235 State Street, Struthers, Ohio. It was stated last week at this meeting by Mr. Looney, who I don't think is here today, that a worker could just walk off, a non-union guy could just walk off a job. A union worker is no different. We're all human beings, and we all have that right as a person to just walk off. I mean, that's our right. But with that being said, we don't have guys just walk off jobs. We're professional contractors. We do what we got to do. We're under contract. We get the job done. With that also being said, I'd like to point out in the Mahoning County contract book, section IB 8, under IB 12, the contractor's qualifications that we all have to supply. I'm not going to go word for word in here, but it's our qualifications that we have to supply to bid the work. IB 9, consideration of bids, but the one I want to pay attention to is IB 17, acceptance or rejection of bids. Quote, the county reserves the right to accept or reject any and all bids and any part or parts of any bid, and also the right to waive any informalities in the bids. That's right here in your contract book. So the county has the right to choose whoever they want to, basically based on here of who they want to choose. So we should have the right to bid on this work, union or non-union, without a PLA. But by having a PLA, it's discriminating against us non-union companies because it takes our non-union workers out of the running by signing this. There's more fees. Our company already offers benefits, 401k retirement plan that we match a percentage of. So why are we actually signing the PLA other than benefiting the union when we're already non-union guys? Prevailing wage has already made it a level playing field for all of us. We have a place for the union and non-union workers, and we all bid on the same jobs all year long. But by having this PLA in place, it gives the union contractors a greater advantage, and that's why it's discriminating, because it gives them the greater advantage to get this job versus us. And there's no real reason behind it. All we're asking is for a fair and level playing field, and a fair and level playing field does not have a PLA in place. You have stated that union workers are more qualified and professional. But how does assigning a PLA for a non-union contractor all of a sudden qualify us to be more qualified and more professional work with the same non-union workers we have? So all I'm asking is that we take this into consideration, this project and future projects.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next.
Morning, Greg Burbank, Gary Brothers Construction, 46486 State Route 14 in Columbiana, Ohio. I'm also a former longtime resident, grew up in Mahoning County. My family's been in agriculture and construction in those two counties for 150 years. We currently are a small family business, about 20 employees. We provide all the same things. I'm going to reiterate some things that have already been said. We have a 401k with a match. Our guys have paid holidays and paid vacation. We have all the same amenities. They choose to work for us. They can go anywhere any other given day of the week. We don't hold any ties over them, although we do have a lot of loyalty within our crew. We're a family business. Some of the things that I feel that are already in place to make this work as a level playing field are the prevailing wage agreements that we sign when we bid this work. Also, my bonding company provides a bond, both a bid bond, a performance bond, and a lot of times a maintenance bond after the fact of the job being completed to release the commissioners from the liability of our work. We're protected by insurance. We are ODOT pre-qualified to bid on these projects as well. So I would again ask that you remove the PLA requirements so the non-union companies can bid as well. Mr. Dixler, I heard you speak on AM radio last week. I believe it was last week. And I listened closely and I value your opinion. I respectfully disagree. You made a comment that commissioners enjoy better performance from union contractors. Am I kind of getting that paraphrase correct?
No, not actually, but this isn't a back and forth.
I'm not back and forth, but I guess my point.
I said that jobs under that veil have proven in the long run to be less costly to the residents of the communities because things have been done. They haven't had to go back and redo things as often.
Understood. And thanks for clarifying
And
that.
obviously, everyone has issues on both sides of the coin.
For all
At some
human
point
beings,
in time,
like was stated.
I've never gotten such an array of issues dropped off, to show both sides. So, I've got a lot of paperwork.
We have the references. We have a lot of valued customers. I respect your opinion, but if that was the case of the world, then I feel every doctor, lawyer, secretary, fireman, school teacher would have to be a member of an association to do the same things. So again, I respectfully disagree, and to reiterate what was said before, I don't understand how Yarian Brothers Construction, small family-owned business, with the equipment, personnel, and the knowledge we have, could get associated with these guys when I leave today. And I have nothing against these guys. They have their part and I have mine. But how can I get associated with them today and tomorrow, perform a better value of work? Thanks for your time.
Next.
Morning, everyone.
Morning.
Dan Loretto, Project Manager, Rudzik Excavating, 401 Lowville Road, Struthers. I'd like to start by referring to the commissioners' meeting from last Thursday, April 4th, when the president of our company, Jeff Rudzik, and our senior project manager, Jim Tressa, voiced their opposition to the project labor agreement that is in place in multiple upcoming projects for Mahoning County. As both Jeff and Jim stated last week, this is not a union versus non-union matter. We are not hostile towards union companies in any way. We simply want to see the PLA removed from all projects that the county advertises. Commissioner Ditzler and Commissioner Remigio Righetti, last week you both voiced your opinion and your strong preference for union contractors to be the contractors performing work within the county. That is what made this discussion a union versus non-union matter. Commissioner Remigio Righetti, you stated, and I quote, that your husband was a union contractor for years. They had work and they didn't have work, but it was fair across the board, end quote. To provide a little background on myself, I come from a household that was built by union workers. My mother has worked in education as a teacher for 30 plus years with the backing of a union. And my father has worked in the local 64 electrical union for 30 plus years as well. I'll be 28 years of age here soon. I've worked for Rudzik Excavating, a non-union contractor, for 7 years. A company that's presented me with opportunities that have set me and my family up for a very bright future. With that being said, I've seen both sides of the coin when it comes to union versus non-union matters. I've seen great work done by union contractors on projects we're prime contractors on. They're working with us, directly with us, and they do great work. Nothing against them. Commissioner Ditzler, last week you stated, and I quote, that it has been proven a fact over and over again that union labor does a job that has less recalls and saves the taxpayers money, end quote. So I saw you said you had some paperwork. I think we'd all like to see the facts to back up that statement. Fact of the matter is there's a wide array of reasons as to why any given project can be built poorly. The sole fact of a company either being union or non-union is not a consistent reason as to why this happens. I've seen it firsthand. Mahoning County has recently had to recall work on both union and non-union projects. Rudzik Excavating is a more than competent contractor with all the necessary skills, manpower, and equipment to be able to submit a competitive bid in an effort to save the taxpayer money while still providing a great product. With a PLA in place, we no longer have the ability to submit a competitive bid. It's repetitive, but we need to keep saying it. We once again ask for the PLA to be removed on all projects. Commissioner Trafficante, I want to thank you on behalf of all of us for making the time to talk to us and hear our comments and making an effort to consciously understand what we're trying to say on this matter and not having it fall on deaf ears. Thank you.
Next. Anybody else?
Did you hear me?
Good morning. Jeff Rudzik, Rudzik Excavating, 401 Lowville Road, Struthers. I want to thank those of you that have reached out this week, both union and non-union, to voice your backing for the removal of all PLAs. I'm here again to voice my opposition to the commissioners adopt a resolution that absolutely directs work to the construction unions that have less than 10% of the construction workforce. As Commissioner Ditzler pointed out last week, this is not the first time this topic has been spoken of. I understand in life the squeaky wheel seems to get the grease, and the union has had representatives here the majority of the time and has persuaded you to implement a resolution that absolutely directs the work to them. In implementing this, you take no input from the vast majority, which choose to be non-union. In discussing a PLA, not one commissioner can explain any example where a PLA in place has helped or saved a tax-paying majority a single cent. However, the pamphlet we've distributed here a couple of years ago, we've all seen multiple times. I have more copies of them. Shows two specific projects in the county that your votes have cost taxpayers and homeowners on an assessment project, single homeowners, a lot of money. Look around the room, please open your eyes. As Commissioner Ditzler has said, maybe it's time for a change. Commissioner Ditzler, yes, we do recognize the fact that Mahoning County has and will continue to be a good place to work and grow our families. Yes, we have performed a good amount of projects for the county commissioners, engineers, and residents, in which no one has given us the work or directed work towards us. We have worked to be successful, lowest, and most responsive bidding contractor on multiple projects. Those projects have had open bidding and are in the best interest of the taxpayer. We live here, we pay taxes here, and we prefer to work here. Commissioner Rigetti, we have all heard your opinion that your husband was union and that you do not wish to back the majority of your constituents. You said last week, quote, disgusting, end quote, to bring up during an election year. I feel it is disgusting that you feel this way as a career politician who claims to work for the people, to be voting against the vast majority of the voting public. Yes, the other 88% that you show no respect. Commissioner Trafficani, again, thank you for your time, having a conversation. As a president of the commissioners, I hope that your leadership will have further discussion with fellow commissioners. Look into the issue, look into the future, do what's right. Remove the PLA. Again, direct Mr. Genetti, put out an addendum, remove the PLA for future projects, and work with both sides to make it right. Do what's right for the 88%. I urge you to vote for the 88% and remove the PLA.
Thank you. Anyone else? Okay, thank you. Oh,
Gotta go. We have a meeting at 11. All right, cut it out.
Excuse me, Matt Baird, Free Service, 7196 Floyd Road, Canfield. We recently had two contracts with the county for tree removal, one in Lake Milton and one in North Lima or Poland off of Walker Mill. We're non-union company, non-union tree service. You guys want to keep the money in the county, keep the money, save the money. Where are you going to find a tree service that's union to support Rudzik, Bova, any other company in here that's bidding and competent enough to bid on county projects? You know, the water line in Lake Milton that have trees on it, we got to cut the trees. Who's Rudzik's going to pull in to hire that? They're probably going to use some local tree company to cut those trees. So for us to be union, it's going to add probably double the wage rate. And that's going to add to our bid and cost the taxpayers more money. So that's all I got to say.
thank you. Okay. Anyone else? Thank you very much. Okay, with that being said, we're going to move into our business portion of our meeting. And I need a motion to approve previous minutes of board meeting number 14 and approval of bills for payment.
Motion to approve previous minutes of board meeting number 14, Thursday, April 4th, 2024, and approval of bills for payment.
Second. Roll call?
Commissioner Ditzler?
Yes.
Commissioner Remedy Agati?
Yes.
Commissioner Trafficani?
Yes, motion approved, journal entry.
Motion to approve journal entry number 1.
Second. Roll call?
Commissioner Ditzler?
Yes.
Commissioner Remedy Agati?
Yes.
Commissioner Trafficani?
Yes, moving on, we have agreements, letters A through L, and we will begin with the auditor's office, letters A and B. Alex. Well, he can hear.
No sound.
All right, I'll do it then. This is agreement with Com Products, Inc., doing business as BNC Communications to provide software and telephone technical support for the system in the amount of $3,435.72. And we will move on to engineers, E&F, Pat Genetti.
Commissioners, letter E is an agreement with TSI Western Star for repairs to vehicle number 63 in the estimated amount of $1,477.15. Your non-general funds. And letter F is an agreement with TSI Western Star for repairs to vehicle 61 in the estimated amount of $1,259.60, also non-general funds.
Amount of $18,000 for the first year with renewal options, general funds.
Okay, thank you. And we'll finish up with Lou Vega Recycling.
Good morning, Commissioners. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, items H, I, and J, all three are lease agreements with these respective communities to host our drop-off recycling locations, as well as provide ancillary services for them. Items K is an agreement with Ohio Valley Waste to provide us with roll-off recycling and waste services for the year. And item the next one is going to be agreement with Greenboard IT. They are going to be our new electronics waste contractor for utilizing up at the Bev Road facility. And collections start pretty soon here next week.
Okay, thank you, Lou. Motion?
Motion to approve agreements number A through,
Sir.
A through L.
Second. Roll call?
Commissioner Ditzler?
Yes.
Commissioner Remedy Agati?
Yes.
Commissioner Trafficani?
Yes, change orders, letter A, Alan.
A is a change order number 1 with Grinnell Company Incorporated for a fire panel replacement at the Start Building in the amount of $1,800.
Thank you. Motion?
Motion to approve number 3, change orders A.
Second. Roll call?
Commissioner Ditzler?
Yes.
Commissioner Remedy Agati?
Yes.
Commissioner Trafficani?
Yes. Resolutions?
Motion to approve resolutions number 1, additions.
Second. Roll call?
Commissioner Ditzler?
Yes.
Commissioner Remedy Agati?
Yes.
Commissioner Trafficani?
Yes, record of bids 2A. Anna?
Good morning, Commissioners. This is the record of bids for the City of Camel Devon Avenue resurfacing project. This is part of the Community Development Block Grant funding for fiscal year 2022, and we received 2 bids.
Thank you. Motion?
Motion to approve number 2, record of bids A.
Second. Roll call?
Commissioner Ditzler?
Yes.
Commissioner Remedy Agati?
Yes.
Commissioner Trafficani?
Yes, resolution of awards 3A, Pat Genetti.
Commissioners, letter A is the award of the Lansdowne Boulevard Bridge Replacement Project to AP O'Horo Company in the amount of $639,000. These are non-general funds and low bid.
Okay, thank you. Motion?
Motion to approve number 3, resolution of awards A.
Second. Roll call?
Commissioner Ditzler?
Yes.
Commissioner Remedy Agati?
Yes.
Commissioner Trafficani?
Yes, resolutions A through H. We'll begin with the clerk of courts and Mr. DeCenzo.
Yes, Dan DeCenzo, Clerk of Courts. Good morning, Commissioners. Good morning, everybody. We have a resolution to acquire a vehicle, a new vehicle. It's a Ford Escape for use for our soon-to-be implemented title courier program, where the title courier go to auto dealers within Mahoning County, pick up their titles, bring them down to the title department at Oak Hill, have them processed, and then have them back to the dealerships the next day. The vehicle we're talking about, we wanted to go with something that was had all-wheel drive due to the fact that the courier will be out in all types of weather. It was a safe vehicle, and we wanted to purchase locally from one of the local dealers. So we started a apples to apples comparison with 3 dealerships in Mahoning County to find the same vehicle package, all the way down to the same color, to find the most competitive bid. And Fred Mark Ford came in with the lowest bid, so that's what we're trying to do.
Thank you. Very nice. Audrey, did you want to do B or Karen? All right.
Karen's up there.
Is she?
Yeah, there she is, right?
Oh, there she is.
I'll do.
Okay.
I'll do. Item B is a resolution approving appointment of Dina Wilson as Director of Human Resources. And we do have our current Human Resource Director online, Karen. Is actually, we're gonna do a overhire, and Karen will take time to work with her, bring her up to speed on the HR for the county and everything. Then she'll retire. So it's a good thing for the county. And we wish Karen well too. On
Absolutely.
top of that, item C is a resolution approving a newly created position, an appointment of a microfilm manager. Currently, we have our microfilm supervisor position, and I think I have the clerk's office here with me, and they can speak to what Jesse has done for that department and how he has worked to bring everything up to speed, up to current technology, everything else like that. And we felt that this was a more fitting position and a more fitting title. First, I'd like if the clerk would want to, or the clerk, any
I
of
was
the
gonna
staff
ask
want to say?
our Chief
Yes.
Deputy Clerk, Kathy
Yes.
Welsh, to speak to the.
Sure.
Hi, Kath.
Thank you. Good morning. I think of my life before Jesse and after Jesse. And what Jesse has done, the microfilm department has been a great benefit, not only to the courts, but every department in the county, as well as the citizens of this county. He has brought it up to speed. We are able to retrieve old records. People will come in thinking they're going to have to wait weeks to get what they need. And we get it at quickly because it's so accessible. So he has brought it up modern. He works, his staff does a great job. We would have boxes and boxes and boxes and boxes, and we still have boxes, don't get me wrong. Because for 20 years, those boxes were building up. But what he has done to advance those and get those digitized on microfilm and scanned images has been wonderful. Again, we just are thankful to you for employing such a fine person. We've just sort of had a little bit of fun, he and I, with a 50-year-old country club case that is attracting a lot of attention for some reason. And just the ability to serve the public that quickly, I credit to him. So this is a wonderful position. Just thank you.
Jesse, come forward, sir.
Forward or just stand up?
Whatever you want. We can't miss you, so you're good either way.
I'll just say, first of all, I want to thank the Board of Commissioners. You gave me the autonomy to do what I could do with this job. I greatly appreciate it. And you're as good as the people around you. While I understand like the title has changed, I was still in charge of the department. I always thought of myself as a manager. I appreciate the nod of approval by the commissioners. I especially appreciate, I'll give you the bribe later for what you said.
Okay.
Appreciate it. But people like Scott Grossen, Audrey Tillis, Kathy Welsh, you look at people who are in charge of various departments, offices, et cetera, and you take the best of what they've taught you. I've had great mentors. And again, I've had the resources I need to do what I need to do. So it made that job, I don't want to say it's an easy job, it's not, but it made it easier with the support of all the departments and the people around me. So I want to say thank you for everything.
Thank you.
Also, Karen, did you want to say anything?
You're muted?
No, she don't have anything.
Karen's gone all Marcelo so on us.
No, we're good. Okay.
Any comments, commissioners?
No, good. Thank
No, we're good.
Okay. Congratulations, Jesse.
Thank you so much.
Well deserved. Even though half of us really don't know what you do, but we appreciate it.
Let's keep it that way.
I like that.
So you don't want us sitting in your office every day, do you?
You don't want to sit in my office every day. There's a lot of things that happen.
Well, I'll
We
see
won't
you-
get into that.
I'll see you Monday at the Records Commission.
Oh, see you Monday.
All right, well, thank you. Letter D, convention visitors, Linda?
Hello again. Letter D is a resolution for a sponsorship grant of $500 to the Akron Optimist Youth Foundation, who will host the Optimist International Junior Golf Championship at Mill Creek Golf Course in Boardman on June 7th. This is a regional tournament for Northern Ohio, and it involves boys and girls ages 10 to 15, brings a decent amount of people to the county. So we would like to sponsor this event in the amount of $500.
Thank you. And so do they. All right, letter E, engineers, Pat?
Commissioners, letter E is a resolution of necessity to purchase hot mix asphalt from 4 vendors through the state's cooperative purchasing program in excess of $75,000 threshold. The 4 plants are the Allied Corporation in Canton, the Allied Corporation in North Jackson, Marzane, and Tri-County Asphalt Materials. These are all non-general funds.
Okay, thank you, sir. And Alan, FG&H.
F is a resolution approving the moral obligation payment of $504.87 to Aqua Ohio Incorporated to correct the invoice payment at 825 Ave Road. G is a resolution approving the appointments of 2 custodians for the parking. H is a resolution of necessity to purchase 1 2023 Ram ProMaster cargo van from Pete Whitener CDJR Boardman in the estimated amount of $50,135.
Okay, thank you. Motion?
Motion to approve number 4 resolutions A through H.
Second. Roll call?
Commissioner Ditzler?
Yes.
Commissioner Remedy Agati?
Yes.
Commissioner Trafficani?
Yes. And for the good of the order, any elected officials or department heads care to comment?
I did want to make a comment, just, I know we had a moment of silence for Tony, but that works for the Direction Home. He was such an asset to the Direction Home, to our seniors. His passion for our seniors was so real. And even to the very end, Tony was still trying to work and still trying to answer questions for people and do things. And he just struck home with me, working with him and Joe Rossi and everyone that was there. And I know the Direction Home he will be very well missed by everyone. But we do keep his family in prayer, and the Direction Home family, because they do have a pretty close family there.
We do have a tight net.
With their employees and everything. And I know it's going to be hard for all of them.
And
So-
he did work. He was working from the hospital.
Yes,
when
he was.
in hospital.
He was
That's dedication.
working all the way,
We
all the
were at
way
a
up.
meeting,
Yeah.
Direction Home.
And Joe told me
And
he was
Joe
still
said-
calling
Joe
his
said
shots.
He's working right now.
Yeah.
And I went, how could he work from hospice? He said, he has his computer, he's working.
Yeah.
Which, God bless him. He
So
was an asset.
I
there.
do appreciate his dedication to Mahoning Valley, to our seniors, for the 15 years that he worked at Direction Home.
He was good.
Yes.
Thank you.
I just want to say one thing. I know we're gonna have a state auditors in at 11 o'clock going our entrance meeting, but I have met with Jim Trust in the past, and I would have been happy to meet with him again and Mr. Rudzik. But, I was informed that Mr. Rudzik, from my comments at the last meeting, threatened potential of filing a lawsuit against us. So with the attorneys that represent us, I was informed not to meet independently because of a threat of potential litigation. So our chairman met with Mr. Rudzik, and we'll discuss everything that was discussed there at that point in time.
Can I ask you?
No, it's not a back and forth. You had your time, I have my time.
Well, I've never
Thank you.
said that, so. Not true.
No, I mean, we could probably go on and on with this, but this is not the place or time right now. What we need to do is congratulate Jesse on his new position. Of course, he's been doing this And one thing I gotta say about Jesse, he's done the work. He deserves the title. And he never let that ever get in the way of his work. And I've got to say that he's one of our managers that is like that. We have a lot of good people that work with us in position. And they work together, they do the work, whether it's manager's position work or they do the other work that's maybe the secretarial or the digitalization of that, which is, if you've never seen what he does, you gotta go down and see it. It's amazing how those records that have been there from the 40s and the 30s could be taken out of the books and the paper is, I don't know how you do it, but I want you to go on the road. You know, I've said that before.
No, don't do that, Jesse. Somebody may offer you more money to stay there.
I'm very happy to be employed by Mahoning County. I could get one of those cool cars like they got.
Oh.
And put them like 5 miles on it. I only drive down.
Wait a minute, you could put the machine in the computer in your back of the car and you could go on the road and do it from the car like they shred papers.
Maybe I can get like a mystery machine situation like Scooby-Doo.
Anyway, congratulations to Karen. She's done great work for Mahoning County for the years that she's been here. We wish her luck. And we hate to see our employees leave us, but we also would like to have them have fun with their life as well. So thank you. And I thank everybody. Have a good week. Be safe. And as Mr. Luceni says, be careful with the construction people on the road. It's very, very dangerous. I drove to Cleveland to the clinic yesterday. And what I hate is when they put the barrier walls up in between the roads and you're driving and you have a truck right next to you and you're going, oh my God, he's gonna hit me. The back end of that truck is gonna nail my side of my car. But you gotta go slow. Let them beep at you. They did to me. I was fine with that. I waved.
Thank you.
Have a good weekend.
Jesse, how about a Harley Davidson instead of a car?
You know, me on two wheels, not the best. You ever see like a bear on a tricycle? Kind of like that. Thank you, but no thanks.
Congratulations to you.
I appreciate it.
And remember, this is National Work Zone Awareness Week. Everybody be careful. And I know we have a meeting very soon here, so can I ask for a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Roll call?
Commissioner Ditzler?
Yep.
Commissioner Remedy Agati?
Yes.
Commissioner Trafficani?
Yes. Thank you.